Hi everyone, this is the last set of circles. The difficulty of these are considered hard. I suggest you try to do this, pause the video, and see if you can do it, and then come up with your own strategy. Okay, so to start with, this question requires thinking backwards to come up with a plan. You need to find the length of the chord QR, so that's the last step. And then to find this length, you need to know the radius of the circle. Then, to find the radius, you need to know the area of the whole circle by finding the proportion of the circle that the shaded sector represents. And then, to do this, you need to know the measure of the central angle of the sector. So, this is your starting point. We have to first find the measure of the angle of the sector. Because PQ and PR are radii, triangle PQR is isosceles. So it's the isosceles. So these two sides equal. Alright? So it's 45, 45. This is going to be 90. Okay? And therefore, the central angle of the shaded region is 90 degrees. So it means that this whole sector here is 90 degrees over 360. That represents 1/4 of the circle. Alright? And if the area of the sector is 18 pi, then the whole area, if the area of the sector is 18 pi, then the whole circle is 18 pi times 4. So the area of the circle equals 18 pi times 4, which that is 72 pi. So we're working backwards, okay? Now use the formula to find the area of the circle to find the radius. So we have 72 pi equals pi r squared. And so 72 equals r squared. So r equals the square root of 72. We'll just leave it like that. Well, we want to make it more manageable. This would be 36 times 2. So this would be 6 square root of 2 equals r. Now, so that means each length here, this length of these legs here, are 6 square root of 2. Now, since we see the square root of 2 here, you know when you have a 45, 45, okay, so here's this. If this is 6 square root of 2, and this is 6 square root of 2, remember the side across is, this is your x. This is your x. We're looking at your x square root of 2. This is your 45, 45, 90. So when you do that, you're going to take your x, we're looking for that, this length here. So that's going to be 6 square root of 2, that's your x, times square root of 2. And this means that's going to be 6 times 2, which equals 12. So it wasn't so bad, it's just you have to think backwards on it. So the answer is 12. Okay, the next one is they give you a center of the circle, falls, it tells you it falls on a point where this line here intersects the x-axis on the coordinate plane. They don't give you the circle. They also give you that the point 3,8 lies on the circumference of the circle, and which could be the following of the equation for the circle. So start by finding the center of the circle. You're told that the center falls on the point where the given line intersects the x-axis, which is the same as the x-intercept of the line, right? That's that intersects the x-axis. So basically, we know that x-intercept is x comma 0. Yeah, that's when y is 0. So we're going to let y be 0 and solve for x. So you have 0 equals 4/3 x plus 4. Subtract the 4. and multiply both sides by 3/4. So that's going to give you negative 4x equals 12. So x equals negative 3. Now we know the center is at negative 3, 0. So it has to be either B or C. Alright. Now, when you look at something like this, we know that to find the radius, we're going to find that we can draw a quick sketch that includes the center of the circle with the point. So if you want to draw a quick sketch, you know the center starts at I'm going to put it here, so it's negative 3, 0. And we know also that the circle falls on the line at 3, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be way too big. So anyway, I'm not going to go ahead and draw the circle, but basically you could kind of draw a triangle here. You know, this is 6. I'm going to draw a triangle here. And this goes up to here. And what we need is the radius here. So this is your radius. And we know that this is 8, because we have the 8 here. So when you have 6, 8, we know that R is 10, because this is a triple. 6, 8, 10 is Pythagorean triple, or you can use the Pythagorean theorem. So we know that R is 10, and if R is 10, then your equation of a circle with the center not at the origin is this. So basically we have x plus 3 squared plus, my k is 0, so y squared equals 10 squared, so this equals 100. So my answer is C. Okay, the next one, we have a figure that shows the path traced by a hand of a scale as it moves from A to B. So what is the area in square inches of the region passed over by the scale's hand? And these are your answer choices, so you might want to try to answer that. This question is just thinking logically. So if the hand of the scale were to make a full rotation, its path would be a circle. So if it were to keep going on, it would be a circle. And we're going to use this fact and the information provided in the figure to write and solve a proportion. So basically, the length of the scale hand is also the radius of the circle, created from one full rotation of the hand. So therefore, the full area passed over by the hand of the scale is A equals pi r squared, which equals pi times 12 squared. So what we're talking about, if this went all the way around, this would be like the origin, and this is the radius. That's what they're talking about. So this would be the area equals 144 pi. Okay, now we can use this in conjunction with the degrees and set up a proportion. So we know 20 degrees is to 360 degrees if we consider the parts to the whole, as x, that's what we're looking for, is to 144 pi. When you cross multiply, well, I'm going to first reduce this. So this is 1 over 18 equals x over 144 pi. And then when you cross up, this would be x equals 144 pi over 18. So x equals 8 pi. And that's your answer. Okay, some of these you're going to have to really think about, but just think about it logically. Okay, the next one, we have an arc length, arc AB. It doesn't give you a circle. It doesn't draw it for you. It's 12 pi, and it represents 3/4 of the circle O. What is the shortest distance from the end point? So basically, 12 pi represents 3/4 of a full circumference, which means that's the major arc. And it sits across the internal angle that has a measure of, so we're going to take 3/4 times 360 degrees, which equals 270 degrees. So this in turn means the minor arc is across from a 90-degree angle. So basically, it's kind of like this. And forgive my figure, but you have your O here and A. So it's like this. It sits across from the 90. So this is A, B, and there's your O. Okay? Now, because 3/4 of the full circumference is 12 pi, the full circumference is 16 pi. So this is just 3/4. So if you take 4 pi over 3 times 12, it's not pi, it's just 4. You're just flipping it in reciprocal, and that gives you 16 pi. So a circle's circumference is equal to 2 pi r. That's going to be 2 pi r, and the radius of the circle is 8. So this is 8. So therefore, these are both 8 here. We need the length of that arc. So basically, since it's a 45 degree angle, it's kind of like the other one we did. This is going to be 8 square root of 2. So that's the length of this. Alright? And that's the shortest distance of the endpoints of this arc. So really we're looking for the chord there. So the answer is 8 square root of 2, which is D. Okay, the last one, circle O has a circumference of 12 pi. If AB is 8, what is BC? So they want to know what this length is here. So we're going to identify pieces of the figure that plays a role in this. So the circumference of the circle is 12 pi. So its radius must be 6, because C equals 2 pi r. So 12 pi, you can just do this. So 12 pi equals 2 pi r. So r is 6. So we have the r, the radius here is 6. So this whole length is 6 from O to C. Alright? Now you know the lengths of the two sides and the hypotenuse, and because it's a right triangle, you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find OB. Okay? It's because we have 6 and we have 8. So we're going to do AO squared plus OB squared equals AB squared. So this is 6 squared plus OB squared equals 8 squared. So we get OB squared equals 64 minus 36. So OB equals the square root of 28. So this can reduce to 4 times 7, which is 2 square root of 7 equals your OB, which is what we are, we're looking for BC. So if OB is 2 square root of 2, we can't stop yet. We're looking for what? BC. I was going to stop. So basically, we know it's 8, so you just take 8. Well, 6, sorry, this is 6. So it's 6 minus 2 square root of 2. Or is it 2 square root of 7? See, I would have messed up there. So this is 7 minus 2 square root of 7. Alright? And if you want to factor out a 2, you could. This was a multiple choice, and I forgot to put it down, but it was 3 minus square root of 7. And so, sorry, but that was the multiple choice, and that was the answer. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.